Welcome to the EarlyON. My name is Denise Sparks and I'm a resource consultant with Lansdowne Children's Center. Today I'm going to share some information about becoming an energy detective for your child. So every parent will struggle at times to maintain their energy levels in order to keep up with their children in our increasingly busy world. When you throw a good dose of sleep deprivation into the mix, you become familiar with feeling exhausted, lethargic, or completely drained. This means you are quite obviously low on energy. The same happens for our children who, without the mature executive functioning brain that we adults have, can struggle. Often, this is exhibited through emotional upheaval, angst, the behavioral challenges like meltdowns or tantrums. Toddlers and young children have an underdeveloped brain in terms of vertical growth and tend to function mostly from primitive brain. Think crying, shouting, meltdowns, and tantrums. This is normal stage of development, and gradually they can learn to manage setbacks like the wrong colored cup, sandwiches cut the wrong shape, or he looked at me. Essentially, they can struggle to make positive neurotransmitters or feel-good brain chemicals like serotonin, feeling calm, dopamine, feeling excited and engaged, and endorphins, feeling happy and joyful. And often they need a grown-up to help them navigate these challenging moments. So let's talk about temperament and energy. Without any evidence to support my hypothesis, I believe temperament has a lot to do with how much energy level a child has at any given time. Our roosters, or strong, feisty children and adults, simply tend to have more energy. Let's be honest, when they're little, it is often annoyingly too much energy. A high energy person might be really grateful if they grew up on a farm with 4,000 acres, 10,000 sheep plus siblings to help them discharge excess energy. However, our lambs, children who are naturally more sensitive, seem to run on lower energy levels. When energy levels are too high or too low for some children, they trigger the stress hormone cortisol, and it feels awful. Managing our energy levels is technically about self-regulation, and Dr. Stuart Shanker, who is one of the leading researchers and experts in the field, explores many things that can support or disrupt the development of healthy self-regulation in children. In his 2016 book, Self-Reg, Shanker writes about arousal states to help us understand what is happening with our children's energy levels. If we use the metaphor of a cup when exploring energy, it can make it easier to understand. Dr. Shanker states of arousal listed are 1, asleep, 2, drowsy, 3, hypo-alert, 4, calm, focused, and alert, 5, hyper-alert, and 6, flooded. When our cup is nicely filled and arousal states are at 4, which is calm, focused, and alert, we will tend to feel energetically strong. But for our more sensitive children, when they lose energy, they tend to drop from feeling calm, focused, and alert to feeling depleted. They often can become clingy or whiny, and sometimes their little legs just stop working. They can collapse in a heap because their energy cup is completely empty. But with our stronger, more energetic roosters, if they are unable to discharge excess energy from their bodies, they can become incredibly restless, fidgety, and can often suddenly run really fast and far away from grown-ups. If you have a boy who tends to jump on the couch while watching TV, he's not trying to be naughty. He is trying to get rid of excess energy because it doesn't feel nice. Our environments have become full of noise and visually overstimulating, and these things quite often drain our children's energy cups without us even noticing. My goodness, in my house alone, my refrigerator, microwave, dishwasher, washing machine, and dryer all beep at me. I have even had to argue with my car when it began beeping at me to put a seatbelt on the passenger in the passenger seat. It was my handbag. All of these extra noises they're overloading our precious children's nervous systems and draining their cup. Here are some guidelines that may help you become better attuned to what's happening in your child's energy cup and how we can help. So doing things like spending enough one-on-one connection time to fill our children's unique love cup. Meeting unmet needs. Are they hungry, thirsty, or need a sleep, a hug? Time outside, fresh air and greenery are naturally restorative. Time off screens, of course. Meeting friends for play in the park after school. Good quality food, treats. Avoid sugary drinks and treats. They deplete energy really fast. Prioritizing sleep at night and rest time in the day when needed. Play, play, play. Having fun is the fastest cup filler ever. Laughter and lightness. Be silly and laugh a lot. Novelty works a treat. And reading to kids. Soothing, calm down times and breathing. Family rituals. Homemade pancakes, picklets for afternoon tea, watching the full moon, family movie nights, bedtime stories, and rituals, to name a few. Many children are completely depleted of energy after school. Be mindful of the need to restore their energy before you attempt to do something that could drain their energy all over again. So, before you go to a shopping center and before you start homework, be mindful of stoking their energy cup so that they can cope better. Just to make things a little more complicated, if you have more than one child, they often have different ways of needing to have their energy cups filled. So you may need to do some detective work to figure out what works best for each individual child. Become an energy detective. I assure you it will help your family in so many ways. This information is from Maggie Dent, who is an author, educator, and parenting and resilience specialist with a particular interest in the early years and adolescence. Thank you for joining our EarlyON Parent session today.
A resource consultant from the Early Integration Program is available to talk to you should you want more information, support, or to discuss any concerns or questions you may have. Please contact us by email at eip@lansdowncc.com or by phone at 519-753-3153. Ask reception if you can speak to a resource consultant.